fish on right there. It's a good fish. Best one of the day. Oh, so glad I had the tape on for that. I think this is the... What happened? One thing about the weather just made it so hard. And bank fishermen, you get this, especially in Texas. Oh my gosh, the wind has just been unmanageable. So I had to find a place to where it's a little sheltered from the wind. We've got braid. This is actually just an 8-pound braid, so 40-pound test, 8-pound size, and then 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. I got all of everything I need to get a really good hook set. One of the other reasons to use a finesse bait, especially on this, because in a community like this, these ponds, soil reservation reservoirs, they get fished really hard. And I'm already thinking that just because of the color of the water, that I may need to put on a different color worm. And as far as that goes, I got a few that I really rely on this time of the year. Brand wise, the Yum, Zoom, and even some of the Bass Pro Shop 5-inch worms. Alright, so got everything changed to this color, orange and green. It's a Strike King. Not my favorite worm, but I think the color, I catch some good fish on this color when I can't really get them on the more traditional colors. Just so you can see this, I double O-ring this, cross the O-rings. The hook goes, underneath those, and it keeps the worm centered, keeps the hook centered, so you get the best action possible. We're gonna see if we can change our look with this. The color on this mimics, it's a worm. The color on this mimics like a bluegill, something of that nature. Out a little earlier than typically am. It's around 5 o'clock. Now that the time's changed, we got dark for a really long, or light a lot longer. Most of the fish I've been catching have been about an hour before dark, all the way up to dark 30, as I like to say. Starting your fishing journey, you're a beginning fisherman, it's really important to have, I think, one thing from the bank: a reel and rod combination that you're really comfortable casting and can get good cast. It's one of the reasons I really like this Mach 1 by Lew's. Bought it at the Academy as a combo. I think it was around $100, but It's a one-piece rod. It is a medium, power medium, fast action taper, and it is a great worm rod. I've caught so many fish on this pole. I mean, it's just worn out. I have wore them out with this pole certain days. I just love it. It was a surprise. I did a little bit of research because I didn't want to spend a ton of money, but I want something a little bit better than what I was, kind of used to using, what I was spending money on. And I don't know if you can see that coming through the water. Man, that's got such great action and float. Oh, there's a bass right behind it. Got him. He came off. And it was that little action right at about 3 inches below the water that got his attention. I mean, that bass was only probably a pound. But hey, no other bigger ones in here, surprisingly. There's some nice fish in here. It's the one day out of about a week that's been alright to fish. We're getting some more, another front's coming in. We're gonna get some more rain the next 2 days. Finally on Saturday, it's gonna be 80 degrees, clear and sunny all day. I'm taking some friends out fishing, and guy and his son, probably make a video of that. I hope it's better than it is now. All right, just for giggles, I'll cast underneath this into this culvert as far as I can. I wonder if there's some. I don't know what I call it, but I think it's junk. Ha! Anybody missing a shirt? Piece of plastic. Jeez, people. How about that? Right here. You see that? That's an Academy with an underspan. I've caught a lot of fish on this, some big bass, so it's been really surprising. I'm not catching much. I'm not catching anything right now. And you know what? There are like 4 guys fishing over here between these few ponds that are in this area, and they all left. They all left with their heads down, so that's not a good sign. It means I'm not the only one that's having issues, trouble. What is going on with the bass? Oh, there's one. Finally. Catch the jump. I hope I got on film. He's not big. Maybe it's missing. It's like a whole line. Fish on. After I just said, this is fish on. Finally. Oh, he does not want to come. Ooh-wee. All right, guys. Proof I can fish. He's been caught before. You can see that wound on his lip. But you know, he's a pound, probably a pound and a half. Fun to catch. That's why we do it. Fish on! And there's another one. So I found what the bass are wanting. Surprising, these little guys pulling pretty good. And he's a little fella. But you know what? I don't care. I'm here to have fun. Do I want another 6-pounder? Yeah. Like that 5.69 pound. Oh, there he is. He's a pretty little fella. Go get bigger, buddy. Go grow up. Yeah, what was I saying? That 5.69, that was the biggest from the bank this year. Do I want to beat that? Abso-freaking-lutely I do. Oh, there's one. Okay. Oh! No, dang it. It's hard fishing. It's too hard fishing right now to miss one like that. Dang. Fish on, fish off. Fish off and tie Dion. Yeah. You kick that tetherball, kid. Alright, everybody. Swapping over to this Zoom stick bait. I really like this color. I have a lot of luck on this at this time of the year. I say that on some of the other colors, but this really comes into play in a couple of ponds that I fish specifically, and it's the chartreuse and brown. I get them, you know, Academy, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, they have them, and I like them because they are super, super soft. I'm going to show you how I rig these with the O-ring. Because I do the 2 O-ring, I got my pliers with the spring load, so they open up, which makes this a lot easier. So I'm going to open it up. Hopefully I don't tear my worm, because these worms are really soft, but that's why I like them. They have a lot of action in the water, so I just pull it through right about up to where the section is, and that's near perfect where I want it. Now due to the 2 O-ring, well, I cross one over the other so I can keep the hook centered perfectly. All the way up, so squeeze it, let it down, and now this is the kind of tricky part. I'm going to take this and cross one over the other. It doesn't really matter at this point, as long as I've got kind of an even section. I need to go down, actually pull them down just a little bit, so that hook's going to be right in the middle of this worm, so I can get a, that's better. See how that is, right in the middle. Still just a little below the length section there. So cross it. And this is the hard part sometimes. Depends on the diameter of the worm. Okay, so that should be good enough. Now I'm going to take that hook and put it in between that. I'm going to have 2 O-rings to hold this on. Yikes. And I am going through the worm just a little bit. Oh, I got a bad O-ring. Looks like it's going to break. Oh well, I'm going to roll with this right now. How did I get a bad O-ring? Alright, now, since that O-ring is crossed, 2 of them on there, it keeps that hook centered perfectly. Comes through the water nice and evenly as well. I'm gonna walk. There's one. How about that? Change colors. casting it right on the grass line. They are mean today. How about that? That's like that was the second cast with this one. Down at this point. There we go. Alright. This is what it's about. Catching. Barely had him hooked. Doesn't matter. Alright. Good pound and a half. Fun to catch. Fish on. Bye. I feel like I'm having to judge this wind. Throw it into the wind so it'll land in the spot that I want. 2 feet to the wind. Oh, there's another bite right there. There's another one. Alright. I got the right color. It took a little while to find kind of where they're piled up at. Man, it works sometimes. I'm telling you. This zoom color, this worm, this zoom, this action it produces fish. They just, certain time of the year, that color, they just can't resist it. And especially when the fishing's hard, that's one of the things I've noticed about this color. Fish on right there. It's a good fish. Best one of the day. Oh, so glad I had the tape on for that. I think this is the... What happened? Guys. Best fish of the day. Sneaky little fella. I didn't get a good hook set. Look at this. The weed guard never pushed off. He had the worm. He was holding on to that worm for his dear life. He even left my O-rings. Oh no. I mean, he was probably 2.5, 3 pounds. Biggest one of, oh. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm changing hooks right now. Try again. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna put another hook on here and try again. Dang it. Fish on! Oh gosh. Alright guys. I just retied. Well, I didn't have to retie. Well, yeah, I did. I changed my hooks out. Bigger octopus style hook. Same setup with the O-rings and same worm color. Zoom. No. You saw I just lost that fish because of the weed guard didn't pop. No weed guard because it's getting late. It's going to be dark soon. And I don't want anything to get in the way of me catching a fish. You guys saw the magic trick that bass just pulled. He pulled the worm out from the O-rings, left the O-rings on the hook, the weed guard not released. He was just along for the ride. He had me under control the whole time. Oh my gosh. And that was the best fish of the day. But you know what? That's the way it goes sometimes. The wind's changed direction a little bit too on me. Alright, there's one. Got him. Finally. Okay. This one's not too bad. All right, I'm about done with the octopus hook. I have never had these issues as much as I'm having with that hook today. I normally have a really good hook set with these. Oh my goodness, you guys saw that, right? I know you did. I mean, he wasn't a giant by any means. All right, guys, I was about to quit, and I decided to throw this crankbait once or twice. Second cast out into the middle of the pond. I caught a pretty decent fish, I think. So thankfully the camera was still mostly on. Got him hooked weird. That's why he felt big. But you know what? Oh, after two getting off, oh, I had him hooked really good. This is the 6th Sense curve. It's like a brim color. I was like, I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna throw this crankbait right now. This is like the perfect time for that, I think. Second cast, he popped it. Thought he was bigger, but he's just hooked in the gill along with the mouth. But he wasn't getting off like the other two did. So, all right. He's probably similar to the one I caught earlier. Pound and a half. But you know what? We caught one fish on. Oh my gosh. After losing two, this feels so good. Oh. All right, putting him back.